myself. Deep breaths fill my lungs. In and out. In and out. And I facilitate this moment of peace even more by cracking the windows a bit. To my right lies the Herald Brothers backlot, a sprawling mass of offices and breathtakingly large sound stages. To my left is an empty field of tall yellow grass that leads right up to the backside of Griffith Park. The studio owns these unused swaths of land, and one day they too will be covered in monstrous rectangular sound stages. For now, however, these rare natural spaces peeking through the vast Los Angeles sprawl are treating my ears to a soft, brittle rustle, the gentle wind shifting millions of dry grass blades against their neighbors. My eyes close as the sun warms my skin. Honk, honk! The sounds are unexpected, but too far away to prompt much of a reaction. This invasion of my auditory space consists of 2 staccato blurts from a horn, an instrument that could just as easily belong to a circus clown as it could a passing bicycle. I slowly open my eyes and turn my head toward the open field. A cardboard cutout stands awkwardly within this vast plain of golden grass, frozen in place as the blades rattle gently against its cartoon knees. It's a human-sized rendering of Chucky the Woodchuck, his 2 massive front teeth framed by the maniacal grin that launched an animation empire. Weekday mornings, I'd watch this ball of hand-drawn energy face off against Wily Wolf, the 2-dimensional forest, their own personal Home Alone house stuffed full of anvils, mallets, and comically oversized dynamite sticks. It's always thrilling to see prey outsmart predator, even if that means strapping an anthropomorphic wolf to rocket skates and sending him to the moon. This cardboard depiction of Chucky the Woodchuck is from his early days, stark black and white with a distinctly vintage design. He doesn't have his gloves yet, and his divergent eyes are much wilder than the modern version. Back in the day, there was a large portion of potential viewers who found his zany, buck-toothed expression, well, frightening. Adjustments were made. Chucky is holding a bicycle horn in one hand. I stare at this cardboard cutout in silence. First a little surprised I hadn't noticed it until now, then wondering how it got all the way out there. The field is enormous, and while we're close enough to the back gate for Chucky the Woodchuck's arrival to have a dozen or so logical explanations, there's something about his placement that feels odd. Someone had to trudge deep into that tall grass and prop him up. Chucky the Woodchuck's rolling, multi-directional eyes feel as though they've somehow met mine, angled to both the left and the right, yet drawing me in. I get the same eerie feeling I did all those years ago, plopped in front of the television set. The original design really was creepy. Honk! The squeak blasts again, only this time it's much louder. I jolt abruptly, eyes flickering up to the rearview mirror, and discovering the driver behind me is serving a gesture of frustration. The cars ahead have already pulled forward 2 full spaces, leaving a gaping hole. "Get off your phone!" the driver shouts. "I'm not on my phone!" I yell back, awkwardly pointing at the palm of my hand. He just shakes his head with seething irritation. He flicks his hand toward me, shooing me onward. "Fuck you too!" I shout in parting. By the time I get my car in drive, it's a straight shot to the security booth. "Crazy day, huh?" I start, pulling up next to April's little white security hut. "Misha!" she cries, excited to see me, or doing an excellent job of pretending. "It's been a while." I nod. You know a script's bad when they can't just schedule a Zoom about it. "I'm sure it's great. Congratulations, by the way." I force a nod of acceptance, feeling awkward about the praise. I never quite learned how to take a compliment, and at this age, I don't think I ever will. "Sure, yeah." April hands over a small blue box. "Thumb," she instructs. "You're asking for prints now?" April shrugs. "They're updating everything around here. New security stuff. That's why it's taking so long." I press my thumb against the tiny device a few times until...